Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome again to another Sincere Advice by IIFA. Our topic for this advice is very serious. Actually, it's about remembering grave and death. It's not a lecture. It's just something for us to remember and encourage us to study more about this topic. Guest for now is Brother Yazin.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers, sisters, and dear viewers.
Brother Yazin, why is it important to remember this topic, grave and death?
Well, it's a very important topic. First of all, I'd like to start off with a ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in His noble Quran. And the ayah says the following: A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. This dunya is nothing but a temporary life, a life of deception that leads us away from reality. And subhanAllah, if we are led away from reality, we forget that we are going to end up being in this hole, and we forget about the hereafter. Hence, this grave that is behind us, that we all will enter one day, it is a temporary residence for us between this world and the hereafter. Therefore, that's why we should take it seriously and always remember death, because one day we will be there.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget remembering death and
of course, we may be sucked into this world's business, making money and family entertainment, and subhanAllah will forget what the true reality is.
That's correct. And there are three questions according to the hadith, authentic narrations from the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. There are three questions asked on the person on the grave.
Yep, of course. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam informed us that once we are in the grave, we will have two angels named as Munkar and Nakir, and they will come down to us and ask us three questions. They are the following. The first question will be, who is your Lord? And the mu'min will reply saying,
Allah
subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second question will be, what was your religion? And the mu'min will reply saying,
Islam.
And the third and final question will be, who was your prophet? And the mu'min will reply saying,
for us is Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
And of course, anybody could memorize these questions and know the answer to them, but it is not that simple. Brother Khalid, would you like to tell us how we could have confidence in answering these questions?
Basically, by just obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, practicing Islam, obeying the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, following the example of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Then Allah will make us answer those questions, not just by memorizing, and even though you memorize it in this life for 1 million times, and you don't pray 5 times a day,
of course,
you don't follow what is haram or halal, what is allowed or not allowed in Islam, you won't be able to answer these questions.
Very simple. We just got to pray, give charity, fast, ask Allah for forgiveness, and inshallah Allah will give us confidence to answer those questions.
There's a clarification on the other question about who is your prophet. Of course, during our time now, because our last prophet is Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So that's the correct answer, because he's the one we should, follow as an example. But during the time of Jesus, Moses, Ibrahim,
we believe in them as prophets as well.
The answer for those times is their prophet, isn't it? For those people.
Of course.
So why is it still important to visit the grave and remember death?
Visiting the grave, Allah the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam informed us that we should visit the grave, because visiting the grave will remind us of eternity, where we are going to be eventually, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are big or small, male or female. At the end of the day, we are all going to end up there, and it is reality. We cannot run away from it. But visiting the grave will lead on to us wakening ourselves up, removing the jealousy from our hearts, removing the hatred, and of course persuading us to
do the right things, obeying Allah.
Of course, to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Praying regularly 5 times a day.
It will remind us of what reality is and where we are going to end up, no matter where we get into this life.
That's right.
Yep. And also, I'd like to add another point.
Sure.
Let's say we are driving to the coast right now, and one of our tires pop or something like that. Obviously, it's very simple. You just get out of the car, you open the back boot, and you got a spare tire. Say you replace the tire. If you're in your house, and one of your light bulbs go out, you just grab a spare light bulb and you replace the bulb. But once we die, we do not have a spare life. Therefore, I insist on every single person to take care of this life and to make the most of it.
That's beautiful. That's a good advice, brother.
Yeah.
And maybe lastly, what we can say also is that this life is a test. This is what our
It's the ultimate test, of course.
This is the ultimate test. And because Allah is so merciful, He gives us the answers for this test. That's why He gave us the Quran. He gave us Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, so that we will be in the right guidance, so we will answer those questions in the grave.
And the answer is very simple. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ.
Correct. Which means?
I have not created mankind and jinn except to worship.
Yes, in other words, our life should be all for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Of course.
Okay, we obey Him, we follow
Yeah.
what He said in the Quran, and follow the example of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Sallallahu
Yeah.
alaihi wasallam. So, brothers, viewers, please take this subject very seriously. And we have a website. I recommend a website at the end of this program that you should go in and check the lectures of Imam Anwar Awlaki. It's a very detailed description from authentic sources, from the Quran and from the Hadiths, about exactly what happens in the grave
And
for a
we
believer
found-
and disbeliever, and for a sinner.
And
as
it'll be
well.
found in the description as you informed me before.
Yes,
Yeah,
it will be very,
inshallah.
very clear
It'll
at
be
the
in
end
description.
of the film. So,
Yeah.
Barakallah Fiqh, Jazakallah khair for watching. Hopefully, this benefits ourselves first.
I mean,
and
inshallah.
all of
Yeah.
us there.
It's a reminder firstly for us, and then to the people, to the viewers.
Yes.
Yep.
Jazakallah khair for your
No
time.
worries. It's been a pleasure coming
Yeah.
to the show.
See you again in the next program.
No.
Assalamu alaikum wa
Assalamu
rahmatullahi wa
alaikum.
barakatuh.